Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Nancy, and if you're new to my channel, kindly subscribe, share and like my videos, and also put on your notification bell to be notified when I upload new tutorials. So today's tutorial is on how to make a scarf wig using a crochet. So I've been making use of my scarf wig for 2 years now. The fabric print I used is very colorful and beautiful, and just because of the colorful prints, I could easily match it with whatever outfit I wear. But in cases where I feel like the fabric print doesn't match with my outfits, what I do is just to tie a different scarf directly on the initial scarf to cover the colorful print. So this scarf is very simple to tie. Like without even a training, you should be able to tie the scarf just the normal way we tie our scarf backwards. But if you still want to watch a tutorial on how the scarf was tied, I'll be dropping my Instagram link in the description box so you can watch a video of how the scarf was tied. So these are the materials I used. This is a crochet twist. You can decide to use a crochet braid, a butterfly twist, or even a dreadlocks. So naturally, my client doesn't like when a braid is too full. For this reason, the amount of the crochet I'll be using is just half pack. But if you want your crochet to be fuller, you can use 1 pack. And obviously this half pack I got, one is longer than the other, so I'll be showing you how that will be arranged. So the next material I'll be working with is the fabric I'll be using for the scarf itself. And the name of the fabric is called a silk fabric. The third fabric I'll be working with is called a mesh net. When getting a mesh net, it is advisable to take your crochet along to be sure that it can pass through the holes on the mesh net. So it's best to get a mesh net that is a bit stretchy so you don't struggle while passing the crochet into the holes. So let's get started. The width of the fabric I'm working with is 27 inches and the length is also 27 inches. The reason why I have 27 inches by 27 inches is because after folding the fabric, you'll find out that the triangular shape is equal. For the mesh net, the width of the mesh is 18 inches while the length is 9 inches. So the length of the net is actually half of the width measurements. Alright, for the silk fabric, I'll be folding the fabric into two in form of a triangle. Please also take note that this is the right side of the fabric. Now I'm also going to fold the mesh net into two equally. The next step is to place the mesh net on the silk fabric. And how do you know where to place the mesh net? All you have to do is to place your tape on the upper part of the scarf to get the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. I just marked that. Now on this midpoint, I'll mark 2 inches below that point, so the net isn't exposed at the front of the scarf when worn. And these 2 inches I marked will be where the starting of the lace will be placed. And this same point will help you place the center of the net directly on the center of the scarf. The next step is to spread out the net. Now I'm going to pin the mesh net on a single part of the scarf without pinning the other side of the scarf underneath the first fold. After pinning the net to a single part of the scarf, you should spread out the scarf as shown. Then you take this to the sewing machine to secure the edges of the net. After securing the mesh on the right side of the fabric, the next step is to fold the scarf into two. You should pin the fold together so it doesn't shift while sewing. After using the pins to secure the fold, the next step is to secure the edges of the scarf by sewing it 1/2 inch as shown. And when you get to somewhere here, you can stop to make a 2 inches spacing. So this 2 inches spacing will create the hole in which you will turn the scarf to the right side of the fabric. After marking the 2 inches spacing, I'll keep stitching till I get to the end of the other tip. Now I'll take the scarf to the sewing machine to secure the sides, following the line I chalked. And at this point, I'll stop stitching to jump to the other line to keep sewing to the other tip. Now I inserted my fingers into the hole to turn the scarf to the right side of the fabric. So this is the back of the scarf, and if I flip this to the other side, this will be the front of the scarf. And recall that we had a 2 inches spacing in which we used in turning the scarf. Now I'll take this to my sewing machine to secure this spacing with a straight stitch. So I've secured the hole. The next step is to mark where you want to fix the crochets. So to do this, you need to fold the scarf into 2 as shown. All measurement taken is a standard measurement for an adult. Now I'll place my tape from these edges to mark 3.5 inches. Now I'll also place my tape from the center of the bottom of the lace to mark 3.5 inches to connect the 2 points together. Now I'll use a French curve to blend this angle together so it gives us a round shape. And since the scarf is folded into 2, I'll use my chalk to just trace out exactly the same shape on the other side. Now I'll connect the 3 points together after marking. Obviously, you can see that the shapes are equal on both sides. The final step is to secure the crochets on the net. And so just because wigs are usually final when the center of the wigs are flat, so this simply means that I won't be attaching the crochet to this center part of the net. Alright, so in the beginning of this tutorial, I told you that one of the crochets is longer than the other, and I'll be showing you how this can be arranged. For the short part of the crochet, we are going to be securing it on the lower part here, just on the lower part, and from this line I marked, I'll attach the crochet directly on the line. I chalked downwards to at least 3 inches steps, and this simply means that if your crochet is going to be fuller than mine, you might be doing yours to about 4 or 5 steps. Attaching each crochet to the net is the simplest part of this tutorial. All you have to do is to insert the mouth of the crochet into a hole, and you bring it out from the next hole after the hole you inserted it into. The next step is to twist the mouth of the crochet open so that you can insert the tail of the crochet into the hole. Then you drag to secure it firmly on the net. I'll just keep attaching the short crochet lengths on the lower parts of the net, and when I'm done, I'll be showing you how to attach the longer parts of the crochet to the sides of the net. So I've attached the shorter parts of the crochet on the lower part of the net, and you can see that when I raised the crochet up itself, there is extra spacing down where you can also attach more crochet if you want yours to be fuller. Now to attach the longer part of the crochet, I think I have about 30 strands on this longer crochet. So since you are working on 2 sides, you need to divide the strands into 2, making sure that you have 15 on this side and 15 strands on the other side so that it's equal. Now I've divided mine into 2. The next step is to attach the crochet to the lace. I think this is a more clearer view of how I actually attach this crochet to the lace. So kindly pay attention if it wasn't clear of how I attached the crochet to the net from start. The first step is to insert the top of the crochet into a hole, then you bring it out from the next hole beside it. After doing that, you twist the mouth of the crochet in such a way that the hole is wide enough for the tail of the crochet to pass into it. after which you drag the crochet itself so that it ties the crochet to the net as shown. So with this method, you can tell that a crochet pin isn't needed, a wig cap isn't needed, a mannequin isn't needed, and a glue is also not needed. So you don't need to go through the stress of purchasing what I listed now. So with this method, the only thing that I'm sure that you need to purchase is the mesh nets and the crochet itself. While for the scarf, you can use your leftover fabric to make that. And if you're wondering how this scarf can be washed, all you have to do is to use a rubber band to pack the crochets together, and you insert a sponge into a bowl containing detergent and water. After that, you use the sponge to scrub the surface of the fabric so the fabric doesn't absorb much water, after which you can squeeze the fabric and also dip the sponge into a clean water to rinse the surface of the scarf. And I'm so sure that so many people will have different ways of washing their scarves, but with this method you won't have water dripping from the scarf and the hair won't be very wet or might not get wet. So this is the final outcome of the scarf wig. Thank you for watching to the very end. I really do appreciate, and if you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe, share and like my videos. Bye.